This happened to me a few years ago. I was in high school at the time and I would usually get home by going through the local park not too far away. It probably took longer for me to get home this way, but the alternative was a narrow sidewalk next to a busy road. At least going through the park was peaceful, and I would occasionally bump into some friends on the way. On this particular night, however, the park seemed a lot emptier than usual. Not that I minded walking alone, given that the area was relatively safe and nothing dangerous or even remotely interesting ever really happened around here. As I arrived halfway through the park, I noticed something rather strange. Someone had left some of their things on one of the park benches. At first I thought it was just some trash that someone hadn't bothered to throw away, but as I got closer, I could see that there were in fact belongings, some of which were valuable. Despite what I said about the area being safe, it still seemed like a pretty bad idea to leave things out in the open. My initial conclusion was that perhaps a dog escaped from its leash and the owner ran after it, so I decided to adopt a sense of civic duty by sticking around for a while until someone showed up. After waiting for at least 15 minutes, I started to wonder if anyone was going to show up that night. Come to think of it, I hadn't seen another soul since I entered the park. I decided that I had already waited long enough, and it was getting quite late. I thought about taking the belongings with me, but I didn't want it to look like I was stealing, so I just ignored it and moved on. Then, just as I started walking, I heard something run past me. I heard it again just moments later, and it seemed even louder this time around. Something didn't feel right, and for whatever reason, I just started walking away very fast. I felt instantly relieved as I approached the end of the park, but this feeling turned out to be extremely short-lived as I noticed a large shadow blocking the way to the exit. The vague silhouette suggested large animal features that seemed almost predatory in nature, and I instantly felt threatened by its appearance. It stared back at me with its large eyes as if it were trying to anticipate my next move, yet remained surprisingly still and silent. I wasn't very keen on the idea of closing any more distance between myself and whatever it was that stood in my way, and given an inherent fear of the unknown, I decided to turn around and quickly head back the same way I came. I refrained from running, but only because I thought doing so may provoke it to start chasing after me. My heart was pounding, but I tried to stay calm as I cautiously made my way back. I didn't want to reveal that I was afraid, but I found myself counting every step forward, hoping that I wasn't being followed. I couldn't even bear to look behind me at this point, but it was only moments later when I realized I didn't need to. The same dark silhouette appeared once again, blocking the path ahead of me, this time considerably closer. I slowly backed away without breaking any eye contact with the creature. It seemed content to let me go as I continued to back up further and further away, which is when I discovered the true horror of the situation. I was being stalked not by one, but two creatures that were blocking my only means of escape. There was no other way out. Like hungry sharks, they began to circle around me, slowly closing in for the kill. Then suddenly, I heard something in the distance, followed by small, subtle impacts on the ground around me. The sound of the rain appeared to startle them, and they soon ran for cover as it continued to get stronger. I never thought I would be so happy to catch the rain that day, and I was relieved to get home safely. It took me a couple of months to build up the courage to start using the park again after that. The only thing I knew for sure was that getting caught by the rain was the least of my worries.